Well, how are you doing? Solo Man here, the beacon of truth. I just cut through all the crap and tell it like it is. No sugar coatings here. Actually, I've cut down sugar recently. Now, I used to take, many years ago, 2 sugars in coffee and in tea. But now I take about half a spoon of sugar, but sometimes less. And if some people forget and put 2 sugars in, I can't even drink it now. Isn't that strange? Boy, that was riveting information, wasn't it? Now, it's kind of funny how society treats people different, don't they? I mean about men and femons. And there's no doubt about it, we are different. But both of us should be held accountable for our actions, shouldn't we? But that's not the case, is it? So let's take a real scenario here. A man is walking and it's kind of dark on the cliff edge, and he's wearing hiking boots, but he hits an area where there's a kind of a rock slide and he goes over the edge, and tragically falls to his death. The story would probably be a man dies falling off cliff, walking in dark situations. Well, really, he should have known better. No real mention of who he was and what life he had. They may mention he was a father of how many children, but really he should have known better. Even though the rocks were quite solid, really, they just gave way. But let's take another scenario, but this time with a femon. This femon had been partying and had a few drinks and was quite drunk. And now it's pitch black at night. She hears the surf coming from the sea, but she can't see it, but she heads that way anyway. She starts walking along the cliff edge in her high heels and slips and falls to her death. Of course, the news headline will be completely different, won't it? It won't be a small little thing like it was for the man. There'll be big letters, wouldn't it? Beautiful, caring, intelligent. Something like, would have made a great mother. She doesn't have any children, but... And there'll probably be a couple of pictures of full makeup with the pouting look on, you know. Something like, tragic death of wonderful person that should never have happened. In other words, somebody's to blame for this femon's death. But certainly not the femon. She's not going to take any responsibility for her actions at all. The story would probably say there should have been lighting next to the cliff. The cliff should have had a fence stopping people going into these loose gravel. And who got her drunk in the first place? She certainly couldn't have got herself drunk. And the company that sold her those high heels should be sued because they don't have a warning. No cliff climbing in these shoes. And we've all seen the stories like that, haven't we? And that's how ridiculous it is. So these femons are supposed to be all powerful now and they can do anything. But every day I see them acting more and more like children, even the older ones. They really do want to grow up. Because it's embarrassing. And if they are supposed to be so intelligent, why do they act so dumb? If I drive my car very fast, there's a possibility I could crash. I know that. If I go on holiday ever again, that is, on a plane, I know it's a possibility, although small, the plane could crash. It's called rudimentary intelligence and common sense. Something femons seem to be void of. And you probably heard about that femon who put Gorilla Glue in her hair. Even a child knows better than that. And there was a consideration about suing the company for making it too goddamn sticky, maybe, I don't know. But that's where we're at. And this type of attitude towards femons isn't helping them in any way. It's making them more and more stupid. And it shows people how crazy they really are. And it's kind of funny when you think about it that men are blamed for their stupidity when they act stupid, but also blamed for the femon's stupidity as well. Every day we're inundated with more and more stories about how crazy and hysterical femons are. And it doesn't bode well for them. It doesn't actually show them in a great light, does it? But you know, many, many years ago, Femons were acting in such a way as well. I mean, they never really have been stable. And if you don't believe me, watch this.
Lieutenant. Lieutenant, are you all right? Sick bay. What'd you do to her?
That unit is defective. Its thinking is chaotic. Absorbing it unsettled me.
That unit is a woman.
A mass of conflicting impulses.
You see, they knew way back then, and nothing has changed, it's just got worse. Thank you for listening to a real dose of reality. And now you can go back to Disneyland and Nana Land. Now I see the new rover has landed on Mars, and we should pay attention to this. That may be the man's only way to get away from the Femons and hysterical craziness. Because on Earth, I think, Houston, we have a problem.